Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I'm here with Wiener the Misdemeanor.
What's up?
And today, we're going to be watching Ahi Kanlu play against Alex himself. ABCs versus Majespecters. Ahi's going to win the dice roll, and he's going to elect to go first. Wiener, you did have a lot to say about this, so.
Well, yeah, like I said, going second in ABC is just pretty rough. You want to go first, be able to set up your Buster, your Tsukiyomi, maybe a couple back row. And it being Majespecter, a very trap-heavy deck to begin with, he's going to now potentially set up everything he needs to prevent me from playing the game.
Yeah, and so basically for the people that don't know what Majespecters are, they are pendulum-based monsters, all spellcasters that revolve on either searching other monsters or searching their counter trap cards, or I'm sorry, their trap cards or their spell cards. Their spell and trap cards do anything from between recycling your trap cards back into your deck or just prohibiting the opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! They have a searchable Solemn Strike-like card. They have a searchable, I don't even know what the Tornado would be resemblance. Kind of like Karma Cut, I guess.
Yeah.
Just a really good deck. So nice with the Twin Twisters right off the bat. How do you feel about that?
I felt pretty good. I figured if I could get the threatening ones out of the way, then I'd be able to go off. So I believe, if I remember correctly, I actually top-decked the Twin Twister for my turn.
Ooh!
Because I remember sitting there thinking, like, oh,
Suave.
now I'm going to lose. You know, I have no outs to it. And then I saw the Twin Twister. I was like, yeah, let's go.
That's suave. But ultimately, you're going to summon the gadget, go into the Sea Crush Wyvern, and then this was the suspectable play. You know he has a back row. You still make the Tsukiyomi. I mean, it's going to get hit by something right now. How did you feel exactly about that one?
Well, I figured that I had probably gotten rid of the threatening ones because had I been playing the Majespecters, I would have used the Tempest on the effect of the gadget.
I mean, it feels like you almost kind of have to because from your perspective, if that's not a threatening card, you make the Tsukiyomi, or you summon your gadgets, you attack over the Majespecter, now you don't have a Majespecter to tribute a trap, and I have to. So he almost had to, but he didn't.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is I figured that I was safe, that the back row wouldn't hit the Tsukiyomi.
Those mind games.
Because he didn't hit the gadget, you know?
Those mind games from Ahi. Right now he's going to set up pin scales with Ogama and the Fox. Then he's going to pendulum summon Kibi and the Raccoon. What Kibi is going to search the Tornado, which is basically like a Karma Cut with no graveyard effects. He gets to tribute a Majespecter, banish a card on his opponent's side of the field, and you're already looking down on this matchup, 5,300 life points.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, just going second is kind of rough. There's not really much you can do, especially against Majespecters. So, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm going to search for the Union Hanger, use Union Hanger to search for, I think, A, and then I'm going to summon the A, and I know he starts the Tornado off the QB, so I'm just kind of
nothing really you can do. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm going to lose to this back row heavy deck right now. It's not really much. Really do appreciate the valiant effort. How would you feel if, would you think the game would have been a lot different had you been able to attack with both of your monsters first and then make the Bujintai Tsukiyomi?
Yeah, had I not gotten a little overconfident that his back row was a bluff, he wouldn't have had anything to tribute. I would have been able to make the Tsukiyomi
and then draw additional cards.
Potentially make my Buster. And for this matchup, once you make the Buster, even though the Majespecters can't be targeted, you can still target down their back row.
So, okay.
And that's the important part, is if you can get rid of their back row, the Majespecters themselves aren't really a threat.
All right. So this game is already decided with the Solemn Strike. We're going to take you right into our sponsors. I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey guys, if you guys would like to buy the cheapest Yu-Gi-Oh cards from your favorite Yu-Gi-Tuber, all you have to do is click on the link in the description. That will take you to Google Docs where everything is listed below. Thanks for watching.
Alright guys, we are back into game 2. Really hope you guys enjoyed our sponsor. Really great guy, awesome place to go to. If you need the cheapest cards online from your favorite Yu-Gi-Tuber, he is where you should go. Going into game 2, how did you feel about this?
A little bit more confident going first, and I mean, obviously I opened with the Thrasher, it looks like, so opening Thrasher is usually a pretty good way to start.
And we see back row in your main phase 1, so we know, oh, just the Thrasher and then the anti-spell fragrance, so no pendulums for you.
It wasn't even the pendulums. I was looking to shut down the cards like the Pot of Duality, the Card of Demise.
Okay.
All of those cards that get him into what he needs.
Okay.
I wasn't so much scared about the scales because, like I said, the Majespecters on their own aren't that threatening. It's more of the back row aspect.
Okay, and then, the 20... Ooh, man! Does it get nastier today for Ahi? with the Twin Twisters.
Like I said, against Majespecters, you really need to hit that back row. I mean, there's nothing really else to be said. Looks like I kind of opened a little rough, you know, having only started with the Thrasher. Mm-hmm. And I think this is where I kind of took the aspect from last game where I didn't want to just overlay because he did have the Tornado.
Yeah.
So now I
learn
still
from
have
your
a
mistake.
Monster on board, you know?
Yeah, you definitely learn from your mistake. And I mean, unfortunately, you lose your Sea Crush Wyvern. You kind of need that to make the ABC Buster Dragon. But at the same time, it's
I still have the 2100 attack Photon Thrasher, which
exactly
2100 overpowers everything in his deck.
Exactly.
Plus, you know, Photon Thrashers are really good out to Kieran.
Yes.
Even if they bounce the Kieran, or even if they use Kieran to bounce it back, I control the monsters. I just respecial it again.
Awesome.
You know,
awesome.
I mean, the worst they're gonna do is I'm gonna go battle phase. They're gonna bounce it back. I'm gonna lose my battle phase because I have nothing on there, and then just main phase 2 summon it again.
And like, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So the anti-spell fragrance has really put a damper on your plans itself. You had to set the terraforming to get the Union Hanger, and now you have to set the Union Hanger. How much did that affect your game plan?
I mean, it definitely does hurt, but I mean, there's a reason ABCs run anti-spell in the main. It's not like it's that devastating. I believe it's, you know, it's hurting Ahi more than it's hurting me, so it's doing its job. If I have to wait a turn, I'd rather wait the turn I need to go off than completely prevent him from playing, you know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense. So now you're going to Solemn Strike the Raccoon, but the Raccoon doesn't leave the field because it was already a monster on the field. It's already established itself. Why Solemn Strike the Rat? Why not let him get the search? Like, does the search really matter?
It does. If he was able to search, you know, he would search probably the QB, which lets him set up another trap. Given he can't Pendulum Summon it because he can't set his scales with anti-spell on board. It's just that I'm playing the waiting game now, too, because of my own anti-spell. Like I said, I have to wait that turn to go off.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking more in the long game of if I can stop him from getting that the Fox QB, then I can stop him from getting his traps, and then in 2 turns or so, I can go off when I need to go off.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not going to have to worry about.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, you're gonna activate the Union Hanger to search B. Then B is gonna equip the C. I'm assuming you did that and specifically to make your monster immune to traps.
Yeah, I did that to make it immune to traps, and also if he did find a way to destroy the B, the C would summon one from my hand, which I believe at the point I did have A in hand.
Oh, okay.
So had he like banished my B or something, then C would auto get destroyed, A would get summoned, Union Hanger would proc, I would put the B on it, and then I would have all the ones that I need to go into the Buster.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, because normally when they summon an ABC monster, you know, they equip B, gets the search effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's not that bad, but this certain strategy actually does make a lot more sense. As you can see, for the people that didn't understand, I believe you tried to special summon C on the same turn it was equipped, and I was like, nah, you can't do that, homie, you're cheating.
I realized I couldn't do it the same turn. I obviously, you know, I was getting a little eager. I wanted to go into a rank 4, possibly Tsukiyomi to ditch that A that I have in hand.
Definitely, that would have definitely helped.
Yeah.
Okay, so A is gonna get summoned. A is gonna equip B this time, maybe.
I believe so. I don't really see why I would equip anything else.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. And now here's the next thing. We know that Majespecters not only play, you know, their own Majespecter cards. We also fear cards like Drowning Mirror Force, Quaking Mirror Force, you know, the Trap Hole card. So are you seeing one of those in his back row or something? Or
the one that I'm most afraid of is obviously going to be Chaos Trap Hole because it can negate the summon of a light or dark, and Buster Dragon is a light monster.
Okay.
I'm hoping, you know, Ahi is a good friend. I know that he does run Drowning. I know he runs Storming.
Oh,
I'm kind of hoping that it's one of those.
Okay.
Because then when I do summon the Buster, obviously I could just banish it, and it's at that point no longer a threat.
Yeah.
So the only one I'm really fearing, with him not having a Majespecter on board at least, is the Chaos Trap Hole or a Solemn Strike.
Okay. So you're going to go ahead and make the Diamond Direwolf to target itself. Right now you're just back row picking. Personally, I don't think that was the best move, mainly because you're already at a disadvantage when it comes to cards. But obviously you had a different game plan. I know you were just trying to bait back row or trying to get rid of back row.
Well, yeah, that's essentially what it is. Diamond Direwolf is one of those staple XYZs for ABC because it gets rid of both materials. Because you're going to, I mean, you only detach the one, but because it's destroying itself,
you're going to get rid of
the other
both
material in the grave.
And sometimes they're both A and B.
Yeah, and so at that point, by summoning the Direwolf, if he did have like a Solemn Strike or something, he's forced to either strike the summon of the wolf, or I'm going to destroy the strike with the wolf. And either way, both of my materials go to the grave, and he loses out on his back row, and I still get to summon my Buster.
Okay, so you're going to wind up summoning ABC Buster Dragon. I remember in this point in time, I was looking at you really weird. I actually do. You had Twin Twisters in hand.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You have Spell Fragrance up, so you couldn't set it.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
had to make the Diamond Direwolf, and you had to make the ABC Buster Dragon, and you had to, like, I mean, you say that it doesn't affect you, but it definitely put a huge strain on that whole play.
I didn't say that it doesn't affect me. I said that it affects him more.
Okay,
Yeah,
you did say that,
yeah.
yes. But it definitely, like, put a huge strain on you. Had the Twin Twisters, what would you have made different, or would you have done different if, you know, Anti-Spell Fragrance, hypothetically, was negated for your turn?
Well, thinking, you know, if I could have Twin Twisted his back row, there would have been no reason to go into the Direwolf. But looking at what I run in my extra deck, I don't really think there's anything that would have been worth going into.
Makes sense.
The only other one that I can
Another suit?
think of is maybe a Castell, because I only run one Suki only.
Okay, all right. You didn't make one this game, have you? I don't think you have.
I honestly don't remember if I did or not.
I don't think you've made one in this game.
Yeah, but I mean, the issue is that Tsukiyomi only detaches one of the materials.
Yes, you're
and
correct.
I needed both. That's why the only other like option in my head would have been the Castell, but he didn't have a face-up card for me to Castell.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right, that makes perfect sense. Right now, you're gonna, you know, you're gonna banish your ABC Buster Dragon to special summon all three, and then equip. Here's my biggest thing back at it again. I think you're gonna you fell for it the first time. Then you didn't fall for it the second time. You forced him to banish, you know, your C instead of losing your monster. This time around, instead of using your horde of monsters to dominate the board, I think you're going to go ahead and try to make another Xseed play. I've watched this video quite a few times. I could be wrong, but I think this is where the game mattered the most. And, you know, it didn't come out in your favor. Yeah, so you're going to make an Xseed play right here. As opposed to just switching the monsters to attack and attacking. What do you think about that?
Well, the way I saw it with this...
Oh, there's this...
there's the suit. The way I saw it with this is even if he does have a back row such as a Tempest or a Tornado, it still puts the materials I need into the graveyard.
Okay.
I wasn't losing much this time, whereas the other time, I believe he had 2 back row.
Okay.
You know, he had a backup, but now he's only got the 1 back row, so I'm looking at it as... I'm safe to kind of summon something, because it's, again, that whole kind of Diamond Dire thing where it puts both materials into the grave. If he's going to strike this, if he's going to Tornado or Tempest this, both my materials still go to the grave, and I still end up with the Buster.
And then here's the play that actually, you know, does the most damage. You make the ABC Buster Dragon. The game heavily tilts into your favor, and then he activates a Majespecter Tornado.
Yeah.
That is rough.
And again, it was more of the... I figured if he was going to do it, he would have done it on the soup.
Nope. Nope. This guy's pretty unpredictable.
It's not that he's unpredictable. It's that I think, you know, he's played against me so many times.
Yeah.
But any, like, other player that I know would want to stop the Tsukiyomi. They wouldn't want you to progress.
I don't know, man, because we've already seen A, B, and C. I know you're going to make the Buster Dragon. If you're making a Zook and you're like the same concept. You only needed to detach 1 this time as opposed to 2. I feel that you're going to make the Buster Dragon right there. So I probably would have stopped the Buster Dragon this time around. The very first time, nah, I would have stopped your Gold Gadget because it only made sense. I mean, I was going to lose my monster or use my monster. Now you're going to go ahead and terraform me for another Union Hanger. I believe this is back to your turn. And it doesn't look nice for you because that Spell Fragrance still, at the same time, it not doing what it should be doing right now.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, it does kind of hurt me. But in the end, you know, it's still... He hasn't been able to set scales at all this game, which prevents him from swarming.
Ooh.
It prevents him from getting more searches.
And this is why I want to call, like, the pivotal play of the game, because you attack into a Nikotama.
Yeah.
And the Nikotama has 1800 defense.
Yeah.
But your A has...
1900 attack.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that anything could have did different, but it's like the A... Hypothetically, if you just would have summoned all your monsters and kept attacking them and flooding them with your monsters, or if you did make your ABC Buster Dragon, not saying that it was a bad move, or maybe if you just would have read the Tornado and did make the ABC Buster Dragon, it would have been a different story. But now he's going to make the Grand Pulse. That's going to allow him to do something that Anti-Spell Fragrance has been preventing him to do all day, which is set scales. And now we're not looking at a really good game next turn, because obviously the Nikotama searches for the end phase.
Yeah, so now he's gonna be able to search his scales, and I've been loading his extra deck for him.
Yeah,
pretty much the whole game, getting over his little little monsters that he's just been kind of setting up on the field.
Yeah.
And so now he's got a full extra deck, so that when he does set those scales, now that Anti-Spell is gone,
he's going to
be able to go off. Whether that's, you know, with Exceed plays, because he does have an extra deck, or if it's just, you know, being able to search with Bunbuku, searching with the QBs, he's going to set up a board that isn't going to be good.
Yeah, that's not. It's going to be very difficult for you to be able to overcome. Would you consider this the pivotal play of Game 2 was that Nikotama with the 1800 defense?
Probably. The fact that, you know, he kind of set something up that I couldn't get over at the moment.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly pleasant.
And then losing the ABC Buster Dragon on your turn to a Tornado.
Yeah, I mean, had it been on his turn, I could have always chained to it.
Yeah, and then you
brought out
totally different game.
It would have been a completely different story.
Yeah, but now he's going to Pendulum Summon for all of the monsters. Like, literally, all of his slots are full. There's nothing there anymore. A Solemn Strike would have like saved your day, but unfortunately that's not the case. He's gonna Tribute Summon for the Kirin, and now he has no problems getting over your Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, and I mean, Kirin is just a really strong monster. And especially since he doesn't have to bounce himself.
Yeah.
He can bounce any pendulum, and he has a field of 4 other pendulums primed for the bouncing.
Not only that, the Majespecter monsters get their effects when they're summoned.
Exactly. So like, he's going to probably bounce like his QB or something, and then he's going to just summon the QB again on his turn and get another trap. Or like, he's going to bounce the Bunbuku and then just search another monster.
Yeah.
And so he's progressing himself and stunning me all with 1 card.
Exactly, and the card's limited for a reason.
Yeah.
It's arguably one of the best pendulums ever made.
Definitely. The fact that it's not Majespecter exclusive.
Yeah.
It just says 1 pendulum monster. I remember back in Pepe days when they would bounce the Skull Crobat and then keep normaling it every turn.
Yeah, it was like, it just got nastier and nastier. This time around, he's going to make the Acid Golem. You're going to flip the Swords of Concealing Light. I actually do remember this time right here. Because this was another defining play. You're gonna go ahead and Desires. I don't know why you hate Desires so much. It's good.
Yeah, but you've also seen my banishes with it.
I'm gonna see your banishes with it right now. Like, it's nothing. It was free.
More often than not. Like, there have been games where I've banished all of 1 letter. There have been games. there was one game in particular where I banished all 3A, all 3B, and 2C.
Okay,
that's 8 of my 10 banished.
That's just a misdemeanor luck, man.
But I mean, it's not just that.
That's almost felony luck.
Any other deck that I've played it in, it's just been more of a hindrance than a help for me.
But you only played it in 1 deck.
No, I did try it in Mermail.
It's awesome in Mermail.
I disagree.
Man, we just gonna have to agree to disagree. You're gonna summon the Photon Thrasher, then normal summon the Gadget. This game is actually going on pretty long, even though you've lost a considerable amount of board.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's gotten rid of, I think, 2 of my Buster Dragons at this point.
Your Anti-Spell Fragrance.
Yeah, and I don't think I can even summon another Buster. I think all my ABCs are banished because I wasn't able to tag out.
Yeah, so...
You know? Like, if I do have them left, I'm going to really have to...
I'm pretty sure you Desires the rest. Yeah. Not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure you Desires the rest. Union Hanger... Terraforming, all that stuff is just completely useless. And that's what I hate about this deck, is that when you get to like later games, your cards can become like completely useless.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things you have to run 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't open with the Union Hanger, you either
life's rough.
Yeah, you either immediately lose or you're playing an uphill battle for like 5 to 6 turns.
Yeah.
And at that point, if you're still alive, you know, you're not really looking good.
And here's what is the proverbial nail in a coffin. You're going to summon Daigusto Emerald. He's going to activate the Majespecter Tornado card. Just to let you know, if a card that does say, like, Tribute in its name, like Icarus Attack, it doesn't really care if the card is face up, face down, because once it's tributed, it's verified as the card that needed to be. That's the discrepancy that you guys have on now. What do you feel about, like, that's just like the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, like I had known about like the Icarus Attack example, just because Blackwings have been around forever.
Yeah.
But I remember a judge actually telling me that you couldn't.
Was it one of those Utah judges?
No, actually, it was a judge at a Vegas regional.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah. But I was told that, you know, you couldn't tribute a face down Majespecter for the Majespecter spell traps.
That's
which is why I cited the
Swords of Concealing Light. Okay, that's not a bad idea, because hypothetically, if the Swords of Concealing Light did what it did, what you thought, then this game would be game would be a lot longer.
Exactly. And that's what it was. It came down to I was told an incorrect ruling by a judge.
Yeah.
And that's why I sided the way I sided, and unfortunately it didn't happen to be what it what I thought it was.
Well, yeah, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I hope you guys enjoyed this new commentary. If you guys would like to see any of these games or any of these videos, go ahead and click on it. Thank you so much again. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.